2 nights ago, I dreamed about my brother getting pregnant with a dragon. And like, I feel like that's an appropriate thing to wake up to. If I dreamed about my thesis, then why?
So you think, just to clarify, I'm so neurotic because usually you would have someone that's double checking these things, but I fucked up.
No, you're doing a podcast all on your own. It's really impressive.
Yes, thank you. I'm very dedicated and hardworking. Welcome to wait, that's not a joke. I'm being dead ass. Welcome to the studio, Maddy. Hello.
Hey.
How are you? Doing good. Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm doing so great.
How was the valet? Was it okay? I'm speechless. It was so brilliant. You have nothing negative to say. I said that joke to Ren, and she said she was really pissed off because the valet left her seat warmer on, and they kept playing Soldier Boy. So funny, crazy.
It took me a hot sec because I always just assume that I don't understand Australian accents. I forgot that you were American for a second.
Thank you so much. That's the highest form of flattery. People tell me all the time, they go, "You're the first American I've ever met that I've liked."
Which is silly because as soon as I start talking to you, within like 15 minutes, I start talking like you.
Well, because we feed off of each other because we're both from New Jersey.
Like my voice lowers, like that. Like I talk like lower in the back of my throat, and I make it like sort of like the croak sort of thing.
We're from the greatest state in the world, New Jersey. Everyone's favorite state. Everyone's
The
favorite
Garden
United
State.
State. People live there because they want to. It's not because they can't afford to live in New York.
No.
They're not trying to save money. It's because they want to live in New Jersey.
They want bigger houses. They want to live in New Jersey. They want to ride bicycles. They want to have a place to put their bodies.
Yeah. And the smell is good. People say, you know about
places.
the smell? There's where I'm from, you drive from one major town to the other, you have to go through this like large, like swampy area. Always smells like clams. And it doesn't matter if the windows are closed or open.
Where do you live again? You live in Central?
I live in between. No, I live south.
South.
I tell people it's from Cape May because that's the big one, but I'm from like in between Cape May and Wildwood.
Okay.
So when you drive from one to the other, it smells like clams no matter what you do. The windows are all closed, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's like a beach day, you know?
It's a beach day in the car, which is very glamorous. Yeah, but there's lots of tourists that come down, which is why people in my hometown always complain because they're like, our hometown is so horrible. And I'm like, people are spending money to come to where you live. Wake up. It's not that bad. There's very little gun violence. Like, there's a drug problem, but it's like kind of
But I love gun violence.
That famously, everyone loves gun violence. That seems to be a recurring theme.
It's important. If you come on this podcast, you have to love the gun violence.
I find guns scary, but when they're in art, it's cool. So I don't know. I guess I have conflicting emotions about guns.
I found guns really scary until
you have
COVID hit, and then I could go anywhere. I went to Wyoming.
Yeah.
And
why?
Because I had a friend who just got a postdoc in Wyoming, and she was dope, and she was like, come, you could just stay with me.
Yes.
It was an excellent decision.
Okay, cool.
And you could live anywhere.
Yeah.
So you hit up all of your friends, you say, where are you living now, and do you have a spare room?
So you were traveling
this was not
during
an
COVID.
Australian experience.
You were traveling during COVID?
Yes. Yes. But not like the immediate COVID, you know, like this was 2021.
Okay. It was going to a remote area was like good. Because it was like, well, there's no one there. I was like,
well, you go there, you stay there, and like the people who were high risk have all been vaccinated. Maybe you haven't been vaccinated, but you know that immunocompromised people are like a bit better. Okay. And so I swear I did everything okay. But yeah, so I moved to Wyoming. Everybody had guns there.
Yes.
And but there weren't very many people, so there wasn't there weren't any like shootings or anything.
Yes.
And then my friends would take me out into the desert and would teach me how to shoot their guns into like cans in the desert, and it was a really fun time, and really I felt powerful, and it made me feel more competent, and also it's just fun.
Yeah, I did Boy Scouts, so in order to be an Eagle Scout, you have to do 2 shooting merit badges. I
Really?
did make it to Eagle Scout because I didn't do a service project. I did all the badges though. My mother was really pissed. She's probably still mad about it if I brought it up. It's a real big.
But I feel like that's very you. Like you're like, I want every badge.
It was so.
I want all the badge, but Eagle Scouts doesn't have a badge that I could sew onto my vest.
In retrospect, I felt this way at the time, and I think that it was unwarranted, but it's really aged well. I didn't want the stamp because when you're an Eagle Scout, you're an Eagle Scout for life. I was nervous about being like, I was so arrogant and annoying.
You didn't want people to think you were responsible?
No, I don't. I didn't want the Boy Scouts of America to be permanently, indelibly marked on my character and on my CV forever. And since how things have shaped up, I don't regret that decision. The Boy Scouts of America is a complex organization with lots of things going on, and things come out in the news and I go, well, I'm not an Eagle Scout, so I don't really care. Whatever. I can choose to not mention it.
Okay. So you're not going to like do your PhD up until like the last 3 months and then bail?
No, I will. Unfortunately, I have to finish this. It's like sunken ship fallacy. I've given way too much. I've got to finish this.
You gave so much to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, that's more just like you get more out of that periodically because you get to shoot guns, you get to like go camping. Like
that's true.
That was
what do you get out of your PhD?
Friends, amazing friends. It got me into therapy. That was really cool.
That's huge.
Yes, I love therapy.
I think CAPS or are you like proper therapist?
CAPS was a gateway drug, and then I did like regular therapy. And I actually want to go back, but it's so many steps. It's so annoying.
I told you that my therapist told me that she loved me recently, right?
In what way? But in what way was she saying I love you?
I was walking out the door. She was like, "Bye, I love you."
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And then she gave me a big hug.
Still against their...
I don't know. The way that it made my heart feel, I was just like, "Oh my God, you got the approval that you never realized." This is like, it was like a video game hack, and I was like, I understand why therapists aren't supposed to tell clients that they love them because like really this feels so good.
Yeah, you're like
yeah. Like I didn't realize I was looking for this. Man, I feel like I could like date healthily right now.
My therapist, I am trying to get to laugh at all times because she's really hard to crack. She does not laugh. I've gotten her to laugh twice.
Have you told her the frogs are gay joke? The clams are gay joke?
She wouldn't think it was funny. She doesn't. I give her like patented true zingers, and she's just. I say the punchline, silence, and then she writes down notes. And I'm like, fuck you. But also like whatever. We're not there to make her laugh, but I am.
Maybe she just wrote down the joke that you said
She's
so that she could read it and laugh
material.
later.
This bitch. I'm gonna have a.
She's gonna tell it to her other clients.
Oh my God, she's stealing my fucking jokes. But one of the few times I ever made her laugh was. We were talking about people floodlighting. So when I'm sure that everyone's experienced this, where somebody you don't know, you meet them, they dump a bunch of shit on you. They're like, oh yeah, my dad killed my mom when I was 2 or whatever. And it's like too much.
Trauma.
Like you're being floodlight, like trauma dumping because they're uncomfortable with prolonged intimacy. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to do everything at once. And they go, okay, so now we're friends. Now that you know all these horrible things about me. Because they're uncomfortable with actual intimacy.
I do that.
Okay.
I think that's me.
This is yeah.
I think I don't have, but
yeah.
I don't do that like once, and then I'm like, oh great, now you know me. Now I'm like, every time I see you, I'm going to tell you everything.
I think there's a difference between being intimate and sharing details about your life comfortably and then floodlighting. Floodlighting is like it's not appropriate.
Oh, it's like I'm going to show you the worst parts of me.
Yeah, you're just like here's a bunch of stuff and the person's clearly not receiving it well, and you're like just trying to.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but so I was like we were talking about that, and I was like, yeah, people just love telling me things. Like I'll just fully be ordering a coffee, and the barista will be like, "Do you think trust can be rebuilt?" And I'm like. I mean, it can be built similarly, but it'll never be the same. Like people just say things to me, strangers.
What's the weirdest thing that someone's told you recently?
I was on a train with Leah and we were coming back from climbing. I mean, this isn't telling me necessarily. This is strangers just feeling like they can say whatever they want to me, which I guess they can. I don't really do anything, but we're coming back from climbing and we're like talking about like life and drugs and like beautifully intimate conversation on the train, just really having a great time. And a guy from like behind diagonal to me is like, where in America are you guys from? And Leah's like, I'm from Canada, which is a cop-out answer because she was technically born in the US, but she moved when she was 1.
Fuck you, Leah.
Yeah, down with Leah. This is my Leah smear campaign. No, Leah's lovely, but she was like,
till she asked you to do field work with her.
Oh God. But she said, I'm from Canada. And I was like, oh, I'm from New Jersey. And he was like, oh, like The Sopranos. And he was like, yep. And I was like, yep, like The Sopranos. And then he said, where were you on 9/11? And
Whoa.
I said, who are you? And he was like, where were you on 9/11? I said, I was like less than once, like probably attached to my mother, like depending on the time of day. And he was like, oh, so it wasn't really traumatic then. And I was like,
whoa.
I was like, every time I go through TSA, I feel the trauma of 9/11. The individual day probably wasn't too bad for me. And he said, oh, okay, thank you. And went back on his phone.
That's weird.
What?
That's
Why
weird.
are they doing what? Who would what? Because I think people love People ask me about 9/11 all the time.
Really?
I tell this to my American friends and they're like, what? This has never happened to me.
Nobody asks me about 9/11.
People ask me about 9/11 all the time.
People ask me about gun violence all the time.
I'm like, do I look like a pilot or something? What's going on?
You do kind of look like a pilot
I do think
today.
right now I look like a pilot. But people love asking about 9/11. I brought it up to my cousin who was in New York at the time that 9/11 happened.
Oh, that's scary.
My family's from New York. Maybe they do know something's up. But he said that he thinks it's just because when people meet you, they're trying to relate to you, and something they know about East Coast US is 9/11. So they're like, oh, this is this thing that I know about that's from where you're from.
Yeah, but I feel like people ask me, what's it like living so close to New York?
So they're asking you about New York and not 9/11.
No, I mean...
Why do they keep asking you about 9/11?
Like...
Yeah. But it's like...
The other thing is, like, I don't... Like, I'm a little older than you, but I don't think that 9/11 was traumatic for, like, anyone who I've... Like... anyone remotely close to my generation.
Yeah, you had to like have like a brainstem a little bit.
Like I do have a diary entry from 9/11 written by my mom, and it was
awesome.
The World Trade Centers collapsed today. I heard that somebody jumped off of the 100th floor at just the right time so that the boom was going up when they were coming down, and it cushioned their fall, and they just broke a leg. That's it. That's the whole 9/11 entry. I think it ends with like, that's cool. Like,
so an excerpt from your mother's 9/11 diary entry is that
on my behalf.
That's cool.
Not my mom. Not my words. I was narrating to my mom, and she'd write down because it's my diary.
So
right?
she didn't strike that from the record. She was like, "Yeah, that's cool. That's so funny. That's awesome."
And that's it. That's all I have.
We should do. So I have a slight thing for us to start with. So this is a segment called Standard Deviation. So it's essentially a would you rather.
I like all your puns.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Tell them how great my puns are.
Aaron has great puns.
Right?
Aaron's funny.
I've been
you should hire him more for funny things.
I've been saying this.
He shouldn't be the scientist on the comedy panel. He should be the comedian.
I can do both. I'm a great scientist as well.
Yeah, well, it wasn't listed. It was just like Aaron, freshwater scientist.
Well, so they just asked like, because they're really busy, they just say, "Is this title okay?" And I just say yes, no matter what. You
should have said comedian.
I should have said comedian, scientist.
Whenever someone asks you about your title, you need to use that as an opportunity to like move up in the world.
But I want to be relatable. I'm afraid of like overstating things.
I really love how you want to be relatable, and so you'd rather have your title be scientist than comedian because comedian is less relatable.
You know what? You're right. Actually, you're right. That's actually, because being a scientist is really fucking relatable. Yeah.
Oh my God, everybody I know.
But standard deviation, which is called that for a reason that will be very apparent. It's essentially would you rather. So the first option is always remember people's names.
Okay.
Second option.
It's not something I currently do.
Second option, lose every memory you currently have.
I would rather always remember people's names.
Yes. There's just
a correct.
Yes. So that's the pun of standard deviation is one of them is always crazy. People will usually pick the crazy one and then like try to rationalize it because it's like,
I could rationalize it.
Yeah.
But the only way to rationalize forgetting every memory I currently have is if I had like a very bad life.
Yeah.
And I've just currently shown that like traumatic things can happen all around me, and I'll just say that's cool.
That's how I feel. Something I worked on in therapy where it's like lots of bad things happen around me. Like I feel like what happens is like trees fall over and will kill half the people. I will always be on the side that's chill. And I don't really feel bad about it, but I am like, why does it keep happening? What's going on?
I feel like lots of good things happen around me.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's a perspective thing. I wonder if I look at something bad that's happening and then I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm good. As opposed to focusing on... Well,
you're focusing on the half of the people that didn't get killed by the tree. You're like 50% of the people survived.
No, I'm like, I survived a tree falling. I don't think about like someone else who didn't survive the tree falling. Okay. I'm like, I survived a tree falling. Wow, that's
I'm
cool.
fixated on the tree. I'm like, why is the tree falling? What's going on? Yeah, but it's also like, I don't know. I feel like my life is pretty average as far as like thing. Because I've met people that have been through the ringer.
No, weird shit happens around me, but not like bad shit.
I do think my defining character quality is extreme luck. Things just work out for me. It's very weird. I don't feel bad about it.
Because we're from New Jersey.
I've said this from day one. When a bitch from New Jersey wins, everybody wins. I swear to God. Meryl Streep. When Meryl Streep wins, everybody wins. When SZA wins, everyone wins. Bruce Springsteen. when a bitch from New Jersey wins, everybody wins. It's good for the whole community.
I've had this like repeatedly happen in my life, but this is the most obvious recent one. Is these pants that I'm wearing?
Okay.
I wanted I wanted these pants. I'd like pulled it up on my phone, this exact like brand and model.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, it's expensive, but I'll buy it. I'll figure out what size I am. I'll buy it. Yeah. I find these jeans hanging out of a dumpster on my walk home.
These are the pants.
These are the pants that I found.
The dumpster pants.
Like, yeah. And like, it's not, you know, like you find things in your life. And I think it comes with a sense of appreciation too. Okay. I think that like in part luck is just appreciating when good things happen and like paying attention. And then when bad things happen, just being like, okay, like just keep going.
That's what I watched the Pharrell documentary. Have you heard of this? Pharrell Williams.
All over your nice rug.
That's okay. It's actually not. Oh my God, it's so much. That's okay. It's actually not nice. It does look like piss. It looks like an animal piss there. That's
awesome. See, that thing happened.
Yeah, but now my rug smells like peppermint. How cool is that?
God,
it's
so
also
nice.
It's not a nice rug. I'm so glad that you said it was though. It's a really cheap plasticky rug from IKEA. When I purchased it and opened it, I had to open every single window and door because it was like suffocating me. The smell. It's horrible.
Well, now it smells like peppermint.
Now it smells great. I do like laying on it though. I love floor time. But the Pharrell Williams documentary, have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Spoil it.
It's Lego. He made a documentary about his life, and he gets to the end. He goes, "Let's make it Lego." And so the whole thing is done in Lego. It's so psychotic. It's crazy. And so Pharrell Williams.
That's the small quantile in the supplement in the oh my God, standard deviation.
The small quantile.
Yeah, that's the thing that most people would not choose.
Yes.
Would you rather make a documentary about your life, or would you rather
make it
all in Lego?
Well, but he wasn't offered that. He said we should make it Lego, and everyone was like, "Oh, haha!" And he was like, "No, like let's make it Lego." And so literally, like when they're doing the interviews and stuff, like when his wife like does like a briefing or whatever, they're like, "You know, he's gonna make this Lego, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, he does stuff." Like, but it's very in line with his character because his entire life is literally just like he doesn't really get bogged down by failure. He just keeps doing stuff and he keeps like doing weird shit. And everyone's just like,
I think that's the key to success.
You have to keep moving.
Unapologetically yourself, always.
Yeah.
And you have to always do whatever the fuck you think is like
correct.
Interesting
or fun. Yeah.
And like you can't lose your sense of wonder.
Yeah.
You can't lose your sense of curiosity, and you can't lose your sense of like, oh, what if?
Yeah.
And if you keep all of that and you just do what you want, then you're probably gonna have a good life.
It just happens.
And then you don't
it's like magnetic.
Failures aren't even failures if you don't think of them as failures.
Yeah. He said that he doesn't acknowledge failure as being personal at all. He's like, what happened was this, and then this happened. Like, it's very objective. And I was like, that's actually really helpful.
I mean, even when failure is because of something that you personally did, that's just an opportunity for you to grow and be different. Like, that's cool. Like, not everyone gets the opportunity to know how they can change outcomes. Like, it's really a wonderful, cool thing.
Yeah, introspection.
Like, you pay for that as a kid. You're just like, oh, I'm going snowboarding. I want someone to watch me to tell me why I keep falling on this hill, on this curve. And then, like, your parents pay someone, and they're like, oh, you're bending your knees in a way that you shouldn't.
Did you do snowboarding?
No, never. Okay, I chose something that I wasn't at all experienced in, because otherwise it would be way too, like, I'm currently learning how to pole vault, and it's
you're going to nationals.
I know I'm going to nationals.
This thing you just learned how to do. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm really into it, and one of the reasons why I'm really into it is because there is a guy who I paid $100 to for the entire semester to watch me and then tell me how to be better. Like,
you paid a guy $100 to watch you.
No regrets.
You've met Ayush, right?
Yeah.
He the other day was talking to me, and so the context is that we were talking about antibiotics and like the over prescribing of medication. But he said the sentence to me. He's like, "Yeah, I've just got a problem with drugs," and I just like put my hand on his chest and I said, "I've been meaning to talk to you about this." It's so funny. I fucking love doing that to people. Somebody the other night, won't be named, we're doing karaoke, and they say, "I fucking hate Africa." And I'm like, I'm going to quote you on that to the day that you die. It's so funny.
Do you have a little quote log? Do you write it down ever?
No, I probably should. That's something that I've been doing with like writing. So David Sedaris is a writer I love. He's like a comedy guy. And it's like the way that he thinks about his daily interactions really resonates with a lot of people. But I really, really like it. But the problem is I lose those memories because I forget. I'm like, what I need is like discipline or more time, probably, because a PhD takes up a lot of time. He never goes. Of just like periodically writing down things that are happening, because it's
I have
like
a phone
life
notes
is so interesting
that are just quotes from people in my life. It's pinned, and so when people say something that I want to remember later, I just write it in my phone notes, and then eventually when I'm journaling, I like look at the phone notes. If I'm like, oh yeah, that was funny, and I write it down in my journal, then it stays. It makes it out.
Okay.
Like, but as far as the memory thing, because I have a very strict, the only way I can journal is if I keep a strict, you can't write about things that occurred more than a week ago, because otherwise the guilt racks up.
Oh, that's really smart. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Because that's something I realized where it's like in my periods of intense stress, I'm kind of not paying attention to what's currently going on. That's usually what the problem is. I'm fixated on something in the future or in the past or something that doesn't exist. When I'm paying attention to like things that have happened in the past 2 weeks, usually chilling, having a great time. Things are fun. So that's actually a good journaling strategy. That's probably a good like idea for writing too. I find things are way easier to write about if they're like
you can be present,
kind of.
Yeah. And I just like, for me, it wasn't like this crippling like I'd open my journal and be like, oh my God, 2 months have passed. A lot has happened in those 2 months.
Yeah.
I feel like I should write it. I open my journal because I want to write about today, but man, I feel this crippling sense of guilt. I'll just leave these 2 pages blank to fill in later. No.
To fill in with the guilt.
Yeah. So now I go through, like, whenever I have like a 2-month period or something, I go through my phone notes app and I'm like, oh, this is worth writing. Quote is worth writing. This quote is worth writing. It's never a story. It's only exactly what's in the phone app.
Okay.
And then I write about whatever's present.
Are you journaling every day?
No.
Okay. That I think is the other secret. That's how I've done with like gym stuff, where it's like the secret is
I go to the gym most days.
Well, but like if you're trying to introduce a change in your life, don't set an unrealistic expectation that you will do something every single day for an hour. That's not realistic.
I think one of the keys to like living a happy life is just doing things whenever you feel like doing, like being, I don't know. I'm not a very routine person. I cherry pick the things that I have a routine with. I think having no routine is exhausting. Psychotic. Incredibly weird.
Drowning.
Super draining. But like I'm like, okay, I want to go to the rock gym with friends 2 days of the week, these 2 days of the week. That's locked in. That's what I'm doing after work. You know, I want to go to the office these days of the week. That's my routine. Then besides that, you should like, you know, I'm going to set this hour aside before bed for like not work, not climbing. And during that time, I can choose to like play guitar. I can do yoga. I can journal. I can read. I can do whatever I want, but it just has to not be on a screen and not be.
I've recently got an app that blocks my phone usage. Life changing.
I mean, you have a bunk bed.
Yeah.
So
brilliant
like
design.
I can't charge
my phone.
Leave your phone off the bed.
No, that's what I do. But I'm talking about like it's 8 p.m. I'm getting ready for bed. I'm avoiding going to bed because I'm nervous.
You get ready to bed at 8 p.m.
I'm waking
that's
up at
so
5.
darling.
I'm waking up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym. Because the gym opens at 6:30. I need to eat, make my lunch.
You're a morning gym person?
Yes, because it's not crowded. I don't like being in the gym when it's crowded. I feel anxious.
You know when it's also not crowded is at like 10 a.m. because I wake up at 8 and I go to the gym at 10.
But it's also,
and then I go to work a little late.
I
go to the office at like noon.
Yeah.
This is what PhD student life is like. You can choose your hours.
It is actually really I do think I'm curious your thoughts on this. I think because I think some people are really dramatic about how hard a PhD is, but also, so I think that a PhD is easily the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me. But also people are being ridiculous about it. I believe both of those things at the same time, but I'm confused because they're in direct opposition of each other.
Well, I think that the trauma comes from like
others,
your relationship with your advisors.
No.
And like your relationship with other people. And like, okay, during the PhD, what tended to happen to me was I would have like large swaths of time with like seemingly not much to do, and then a deadline in like 8 months.
Yeah.
And like no one was making me do work for the first 6 months. And
yeah.
And I also know my capacity to cram. Like you don't make it to the PhD without being really, really good at like working really hard at some point.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, okay, I know I could either work consistently like 6 hours a day over the course of 8 months, but like that doesn't suit my ADD. So I could instead go on this climbing trip and like hang out and do art or like scroll on my phone or like do nothing. And then, or maybe it's not a choice and that just happens. I sit down at my desk and I'm like, oh, this paper isn't really inspiring me. I don't have the mental motivation for it to inspire me. But then when the deadline is 2 months away, man, all of a sudden something clicks in your brain and you're like, this paper is inspiring me. I'm all of a sudden seeing these connections.
I do think that the lack of structure in a PhD, I've seen it destroy people, and I've seen people really flourish in that. Because it is like, it's shocking how little guide rails they're on. And I've seen people really...
Well, the problem is things are going to go wrong in your PhD.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Things are going to go real wrong, and you're not going to be able to anticipate it. So I think that, like, you know, some people thrive in their PhD.
Yes.
Everybody, in theory, should find parts of the PhD
that are good.
Easier than anything else they've ever done in their life, because you have absolutely, like, you don't have, if you fail your project, the only person who suffers is kind of you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, don't get me, people are disappointed in you. Like, you know, you like your project might be working with others or something, but on their projects might be a component of it. But really, like, you're the one who has the most stake in this game, as opposed to any other job that you could ever get ever. Like, and so it is really, and like, once you understand your project and if things are lined up, it's kind of just easy to just like do it. But
doing a PhD is easy once you know how to do it.
Kind of. But the hard part for me was like building the structure and getting along with my supervisors, which was horrible.
Yeah.
And then,
what do you mean that's so, all supervisors are great?
All supervisors are so good.
Supervisors notoriously
they all get
are the
along
greatest.
with each other really well.
It's like
too.
Supervisors, landlords, and presidents are all the best people in the world.
Yeah. Property managers. We love them.
People in power, Mike inspectors, they're all lovely. People in power are always using it really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Cops, everyone loves cops.
Yeah. They're just there to help the people.
I have a bunch of t-shirts that I thrifted that are like the fire department in Honolulu, the New York City Police Department, because I just like I
kind of like that though.
It's fun aesthetic. I've gotten yelled at by people because they're
Seriously.
like, what, you support the police? And I was like, are you a cop? And they're like, no. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are you wearing this shirt? This like whatever, like power. And I was like, but it's like a cultural institution, and it's like police, and it's like
it's vintage.
I don't. And the person that I was arguing with on a tram to a BIOPS event, she was like, oh, like, are you like from New York or something? And I was like, yeah, my entire family's from New York. And then they backed off, and I was like, I'm not wearing this shirt because I'm a bootlicker and I love cops, but I also don't hate every single, like, my relationship with police is complex as with everyone's. I just fuck with the drip. Yeah. And like I there's no issue with them like asking, being like, are you like supporting God? And I was like, but as soon as I clarified, I'm like, what?
You didn't even
support them.
Money.
I didn't give the New York City Police Department a fucking dime. I gave it to fucking Savers or wherever the fuck I bought that shirt.
I should also say, complicated relationship with police, but like, man, every time I see a cop in an empty like train station, and I'm like, it's just me and like, you know, one other person in the corner and a cop, I'm like, okay, I can stand in this train station. This is great.
It's complicated because I think the structure of cops, especially in the US, very bad, not good. But I find it hard when people prescribe an individual in any group, irrespective of race, power structure, whatever, that every single one of them is bad. That makes me feel sad. Because it's like,
have you ever heard that all scientists are bad? All PhD students, scientists.
that one's true. We're all a little evil. We got stuff going on. I do think that there has to be something wrong with you to do a PhD. If there's not something wrong with you, you shouldn't do a PhD. So if you're worried
there's something wrong with you, or you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah, but that's something, you're naive. That's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think I've met people that they think they can't do a PhD because they're like, but like I get nervous or whatever. And it's like, you that's good. That there's something.
Genuinely, anyone can do a PhD if they've got grit.
That's how I feel. There's actually, you just need to be like a little bit stubborn.
Yeah.
And even then, that's kind of flexible.
And you can't let anybody, like, if you're sensitive enough so that if someone criticizes you and you get down about it, well, no, you could still do a PhD. You'll just be like more fucked up because of it.
I think that anyone can do a PhD. I don't think everyone should necessarily.
I think very few people should. I shouldn't have. You probably shouldn't have. I'm surprised.
I talk about this with other people because some people, they're doing their research and it's like they go to bed and they think about it, which is wonderful and awesome. That's
horrible.
Well, but some people, like, that is their life.
My God, have some boundaries.
That's what I think. But some people, that's how they live their life. They want to dedicate everything to this.
I go to bed and I dream, like, 2 nights ago, I dreamed about my brother getting pregnant with a dragon. And like, I feel like that's an appropriate thing to wake up to. If I dreamed about my thesis, then why?
So you think, just to clarify, you think that you're having a dream about your brother, who presumably XY male, being impregnated by a dragon is more appropriate than
Which of that do you think is
thesis.
the less plausible part? The fact that he got pregnant or the dragon?
Or the dragon. Honestly, probably the dragon. I don't think dragons are real. Men can be pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them. Depends on the man.
I think it depends on the dragon. They're kimono dragons.
Which I clarified. An XY individual getting pregnant much harder. Yeah. Could be more tricky. But dragons, I'm pretty sure, aren't real. I haven't seen a dragon. I wish dragons were real though. What mythical creature would you want?
Would I want to have as a pet or to be?
To be real.
Real.
So like maybe you could have one depending on how it shakes out. Like it's not out of the question, but the main thing would just be like they're in nature. They're in our natural world.
Huh. I'm thinking like, I have no reason for this, by the way. Just I'm thinking like,
yeah, perfect.
Either a griffin, a centaur, or no, I got it. Sirens. I want people to be able to be called to their death at sea.
Sirens? You could have picked a unicorn.
No. Unicorns are too good. Pixies are too bad. They're
fairies are really bad traditionally.
Yeah,
they'd also be like, imagine a huge fucking gnat. That's what a pixie would be.
I was just thinking of something that could like make the world a little bit more like dangerous. It would fit in the world in the world that I know it versus like like I just feel like it would be good for the plot.
It would be good for the plot of the world if we had sirens.
Yeah.
I do like the stipulation calling people into sea.
Yes.
That's actually very whimsical and fun. Because it would be horrible if they're just like in 7-Eleven and they like kill you.
Oh my God, that would be terrible.
But the idea of like they're only at sea is like kind of whimsical and fun. Where do you think that mythology comes from? Because like lots of myths are like, beware of the... Oh, maybe it's like beware of the sea.
Beware of the sea,
Oh, you're so right. That's so simple. Fuck.
Also, like, it's the wives at home being like, okay, my husband's going to go off into the, like, or my son's going to go off into the, like, going to be a sailor. I won't see him for months, and he's just going to get called away by, like, some mythical, beautiful sea angel.
Yeah. It's rooted in mother's
Actually,
jealousy.
no, it's probably not that. It's probably, like, just people being at sea for, like, a month. And then staring out into the water and being like, I think I see a woman. I should probably go out.
They thought fucking narwhals were dugongs.
When I was an undergrad,
they were, like, mermaids.
When I was an undergrad, I had a friend who was describing like I used to draw narwhals a lot, and we had a German exchange student. He's like, "What's that?" And I was like. And my friend was like, "Oh, it's a narwhal. It's like this mythical creature that lives under the sea."
Yeah.
And it made me so happy that a real adult human man still thought that narwhals were mythical creatures.
That's crazy. Because people do think that they're fictional, but they're not. They're real.
I mean, a lot of animals you can see in zoos.
Yes,
this is not one of them.
But people like believe that like weird frogs exist and they don't see them but I guess that's similar to other frogs. Maybe it's like significantly different in their mind.
Just like narwhals are more similar to unicorns than they are to like...
I'm so obsessed
with unicorns. So you'd want
This
unicorns
has come up multiple times. Probably. I'm so obsessed with unicorns. I've already been on a tirade, so they might be getting tired of this, but unicorns aren't... We created unicorns from an amalgamation of many different things, but they've persisted. Other
narwhals
fictional creatures have come and gone. And also people like unicorns, which is unusual because most of the mythical things are danger or bad.
Yeah.
When you ask someone how to kill a unicorn, they'll be like, oh my God, stop.
How
Why
dare
would
you
you do that? Whereas if you're like, how do you kill a dragon? They're like, you just stab it or whatever. Unicorns to me are so interesting, and they also drive commerce. So famously, like European commerce for a while, unicorn horns and powdered unicorn horns, because obviously way easier to get because it's fake. Like anti-poison properties, so they have like an actual economic impact on Europe. And even now still we put unicorns on things and people buy them.
Yeah.
It feeds into like my idea of like if you believe in something and it makes you live your life differently, it might as well be as real as anything. Okay. I find unicorns are so interesting to me at this time. Yeah. So I'd probably pick a unicorn. But then maybe if they're real, it would ruin my fascination with them. So
no, I don't think so. They have to be real and rare.
Yeah. Maybe Ents, because then people would stop deforesting things.
Oh, no. I think that Ents had very little seeming power. And
it would actually just make the deforesting sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that we would
just make people
stop.
more afraid of the woods, and they'd want to burn down.
Yeah, they would actually just probably chop down more trees, actually. I'm really hoping that my theory is I want aliens to be real, and I want the touchdown to happen in my life, preferably at the end, so we don't really have to deal with
aliens. I guess they're not mythical creatures. They're like science fiction.
They're like, because mythical creatures, I feel like in my brain occupy a level of past. In my brain, aliens are somehow future. Like
That's
it's still
true.
in
No,
an
yeah,
area
yeah, I
of
see
like
that.
you don't know about this thing, but it's like kind of in a different place in my mind.
Yeah.
But I want aliens to be real because I think that everyone will stop fighting. Because then we'll be racist
If
to the
we're
aliens.
all afraid of something else.
Yes,
Yeah.
a common enemy. Because you're telling me an alien touches down, they're green, they're a different height than us. We're not going to immediately start discriminating against them. And then we'll all be like, you know what? We're actually really similar and we're all very much
also,
on the
there's
same
no
page.
reason to think that they would be shaped like humans at all.
Yes. I said this to my roommate.
Oh my God, if they weren't shaped like human, like there's such better, and like
shapes.
Imagine if
there's so many better shapes than
imagine,
human.
okay.
Yeah.
Any animal in the entire world can have human level of intelligence and power of talk, like speech.
Oh.
What? Like so many of them would be better than us.
But then why are we like this? Is it just chance?
Evolution, bitch. You're a scientist.
What's that? I've never heard of evolution. I believe in God. Actually, you talk about creationism. But if it was good for a spider to be really smart, surely it would be really smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's because our brains use so much energy. That's why everything's not smart. Most of our calories are consumed by our brain, which is crazy because we're fucking stupid. We do dumb shit. You know what I mean? But also, like, we're way smarter than
that's culture.
Like, being intelligent is like a relative thing that doesn't matter for the most part for being successful, except the way that we're doing it, which is like crazy. We've really like min-maxed this whole like, we have consciousness for sure. That's crazy. Why? Well, how does that benefit us in any way? Brings us like better at solving problems, I guess.
Makes me feel like we did hit a peak in the bell curve, and we're definitely on the downward trajectory.
For consciousness.
Yeah.
Consciousness, I do find interesting, but it is like the level of science that you can do in consciousness, I think does peter out quite quickly. Because a lot of people that are researching consciousness are not doing science. They're doing
but the level
else,
of philosophy
cool.
that you can do on consciousness, the level of writing that you can do on consciousness. But like research on abstract topics is just
challenging.
It's hard because like a lot of the work that I do is like it tries to be like social ecological science. So a lot of it is social science, and like a lot of it is just like, oh my God, social science is science, and you like keep like
do people get like
rigor.
Mad at you? Do they not think you do real science?
Oh no, mostly biologists.
Biologists, especially ecologists, are probably rude.
They're rude. They're like, but like your data isn't real data. Like it's just like you don't have the same R square value as I have. And it's like, but at the same time, like the rigor that you have for collecting quantifiable, quantified social science is like, you still have the same statistical process.
Do you know what's crazy though? Ecologists are probably one of the kinder sects of biology. You get a medical researcher, they're brutal.
But they're
so mean.
I was talking to my best friend is an economist.
Oh God.
And she was talking about her conferences that she goes to. Apparently they're allowed to interrupt you to ask questions while you're talking, not at the end.
Oh, that would piss me off so bad.
And they only interrupt you to like wreck your shit.
That would piss me off so bad. Because especially if you're setting something up, or you're omitting something for clarity.
Yeah.
It's like now we're changing the inertia. You're going to completely annihilate the clarity of what I'm talking about.
And how do you like recollect yourself to say the rest of your talk after answering a question?
Psychotic.
And so their talks are sometimes like 40 minutes, hour-long talks, but she's still preparing like a 15, 20-minute presentation just because the expectation is you're going to get
audience participation. Oh my God, they're doing
That'd be the
improv
worst.
at the economics conferences. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Do they have mics? Do they have to like raise their hand? When somebody runs over in the middle of you talking, you have to stop. And
I don't know this amount of detail.
That would scare me so bad. I
would be so unhappy.
I don't think I'd be happy doing economics.
Yeah, and she graduated her PhD and became a professor because she wanted it.
But that's where it's like people. Economics is an important job. I'm glad that she is doing it. I don't want to do it.
No.
As I feel with like construction, it's like this is a really important job. I'm very great when I meet people and they're like, oh, I just do construction. That's like whatever. And I was like, no, you're like actually doing something critically important for all of us.
Rainbow.
Is there a rainbow?
There's a rainbow.
Oh my God. There's a fucking rainbow. Normally I try to, if we do something like visual, I try to tell them, but it's like they can't see it even if they're watching the video.
No, I'm taking a picture.
There's a really gorgeous, beautiful rainbow right outside of my window because it was raining, but it's still sunny out. It's a double rainbow. Where's the other one? Where's the second? Wait, that's fucking crazy. That's a good omen, right?
I think so. a double. Things happen to us because we're from New Jersey.
Maddie just said good things happen to us because we're from New Jersey. I've been saying this since day fucking one. People don't believe me.
No.
But here's the thing. I lie to people because also the joke is most people in the U.S. hate New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey's hated.
They hate Florida. They hate Texas. They hate California. They hate New Jersey. Those are the butt of every joke.
Yeah, good states.
The people in Australia don't know that. So I just lie to them and I tell them New Jersey is excellent. And they have no clue because they don't know.
Yeah, well, I was asked if New Jersey was a province in Canada. So...
That was your way out. You
could
have said yes.
I could have.
People will meet me and they go, "You're from Canada?" And I go, "You can say America. It's okay."
It's just gotten better.
What?
I'm sorry.
The double rainbow? Whoa.
I'm sorry. It's actually the brightest rainbow I've ever seen.
It's fucking bright. What the fuck? This is a great omen, I think.
Okay, you're going to need to like put this over. You're going to have to learn new editing skills, Aaron.
I know how to do it. I just avoid doing editing.
You're just going to have to put the image of the rainbow on top of our faces at some point.
If you're listening, just imagine the brightest, most beautiful rainbow and then two amazingly, stunningly gorgeous people from New Jersey.
Exactly.
Looking at it and
knowing
just
that this would never happen if the New Jerseyans were not here.
Yeah, this rainbow actually, this goes to New Jersey right here. You can see it right there at the bottom. You see how there's like a thin smear.
New Jersey's pretty much known for like, oh my God, it's actually a trip. Like it's like you can see more colors under the rainbow.
That's
anyway.
crazy. Brunswick West is a magical place.
New Jersey is basically known for bagels and Bruce Springsteen and like the mafia.
And SZA.
Yeah.
Although actually not known for SZA.
A lot of good musicians out of New Jersey.
Because the people that live in New Jersey are real human people. No one's living in New Jersey because they want to live there. They something's happened in their bloodline that demands that they live in New Jersey. So
or they lived in New York and failed to make enough money to get a house.
People from New Jersey are real. I feel like that's why they're good at art, is because they have like an actual perspective on life. But they don't have resources generally. I mean, sometimes because you're the proximity to New York.
I don't know. You have usually enough. Like I don't know. Like everyone who lived where I was was like, I work in New York. I could have stayed in New York.
Yeah.
But if I moved to New Jersey, then my kids can learn how to ride a bike.
Yes. You couldn't. There's no amount of money you could pay me to live in New York. Which makes me think that I will end up living in New York because everyone that lives there hates it. And then they don't leave.
So you're just used to hating your environment?
I think it's just like, I don't know. New York is like really, it's an interesting social experiment. Everyone hates being there and they're really mean to each other all the time. But then there's this like really deep.
But there's bonding. Everybody who's like from New York and sees the other person's from New York, you're like, oh yeah.
And it's the same thing as people from Texas. If someone's from New York, you will know because they will tell you immediately. They'll be like, yeah, well, I'm from New York. So like, it's like, no one asked you where you were from. By the way, no one asked you where you're from. So we might, in the interest of time, I have,
tell me. Give
another
me more.
segment for you.
I want more.
So this is called, what the fuck did I call this one? I didn't write the title at the top.
It's got to be a pun.
This is called Peer Review. I remembered it.
Are we going to rate other PhD students?
That would be so messy and so fun.
Well, we could rate them based on funny characteristics.
Yeah, but this
we could rate them on who do we think would be the fastest to make lunch for a fieldwork trip?
Yeah, probably. I do love cooking. I would probably.
Who would make the best lunch for a fieldwork trip?
So
okay, go.
The structure of this is they're essentially like reviewer comments. So each item is going to be a noun, and you're going to either accept or reject. So it's like a yes or no, a toot or a boot. And I actually counted them. So famously, I kept forgetting if there was 10 or 15. There's actually 16. I've been lying this whole time. There's 16 per. I can't count.
So the answer to this is just yes or no.
Yes, accept or reject. Yeah, same thing. So, and the idea is to like go through it quickly. Don't think about it too much. Okay. So first, private prisons.
Oh, no.
So reject.
Reject.
Yeah. Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, well, he was rejected by the world.
So
I wish he'd be excited. I'm going to say major revisions.
Okay, yeah, a third option. IKEA.
Reject.
Really? We're coming back to that. The crippling fear of dying alone.
Unfortunately, accept.
That's healthy, I think. Hot cheese.
Accept.
Stadiums.
Reject.
Large parties.
Accept.
Entrapment.
Reject.
Squares.
Minor revisions.
Fourth option. Circles.
Accept.
Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. The song.
Is that like maybe?
The shape of you.
Yeah, accept. Yeah.
The current state of the world.
Reject.
Okay. Bees.
Accept.
Radical honesty.
But I think the world has rejected.
B is, yeah. Radical honesty.
Accept.
War.
Reject.
Nice. And then finally, signs that say breathe.
Accept.
Okay. So I rejected IKEA. What is your beef with IKEA?
Signs that say breathe. I thought you said scientists that breathe.
No. Scientists famously can hold their breath for 20 minutes at a time.
Signs that say breathe. Turtles. Actually reject. Change that to reject.
Yeah, that's fine. I hate them too.
Okay, IKEA. You
don't like IKEA?
I like IKEA products that are already assembled in a house, but I don't personally enjoy going to IKEA, the store.
I love going to the store.
Except for the ball pits, actually, and the meatballs.
So all the balls at IKEA you're a fan of, as soon as it's a different shape. You accepted circles. Consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But squares.
You could argue. So if I sent a rejection email and you sent me back an email that was like, I think you should change your mind, I could probably be swayed into accepting IKEA.
Okay. So IKEA is just like it's.
I just think that like a major store. That's very large and overwhelming and whose products, but like, it's notoriously hard to assemble IKEA products, but you feel so accomplished once you've done it.
All of my IKEA stuff, all my furniture, this bed, everything was built by 2 of my friends that came over.
Oh, that's so great.
Because they love assembling IKEA furniture. And I was like, I hate it. And they kept being like, we'll build it. And I was like, no, don't do that. And then they just came to my house and did it. And they were like, that was fun. And I was like, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I hate assembling them. But you know, like the store, I love the store. I write my thesis in there. Did I tell you
what?
I'm writing in the IKEA because you go right when they open. Breakfast, it's like $6 or whatever for like the medium breakfast.
You do have the hacks.
You get a cup of coffee, $3.50. You can refill as many times as you want on the little machine. And then lunch, $12. You stay there for like 12 hours, right? All day. The one in Richmond, they don't want you to know this. The 4 tables on the side with the lamps, the plugs are uncovered. You can plug and charge your laptop.
Okay.
I go there and write. It's great.
I think I just don't have as much experience with IKEA as you did. I was bigoted against IKEA.
I'm really locked into IKEA. The last time I did that, there was a guy in front of me that was taking like a very fancy Zoom call. They were talking about big numbers.
Oh, wow.
He fucking lied to them.
What?
He was like, hey guys, I'm just like zooming in from a cafe. Wrong. What? Liar, you're in IKEA. Wake up.
IKEA has a cafe.
But he wasn't in the cafe. The cafe is on the front. He was in the cafeteria. If he said he was in the caf, that would have been accurate.
Okay.
But he lied to them because if I
you should have gone into a Zoom call and you should have made him honest.
I should have
radical honesty.
I should have pulled up with the IKEA bag and went hedge and then walked away. And they're like, "Are you in IKEA?" And he would have to be like, "Yeah, I am in IKEA." Yeah. What are you gonna do? Lie about being in IKEA? Ugh. What else was interesting? You accepted the crippling fear of dying alone. I actually think that's the correct answer. Because you have to, it's one of those things where it's like, even though you don't want it, you can't be rejected. You have to accept.
Yeah, see, I went to therapy too.
Well, you ever get an argument with someone where you're like, well, my therapist said, and it was like, well, my therapist said, it's like, my therapist could beat the shit out of your therapist.
Oh, my therapist would have the shit beaten out of her.
I think so too. My therapist is old and really sweet.
Yeah.
Not confrontational. I mean, she's confrontational in like a good way. Where
she canceled a couple of my appointments because of her health. So.
Oh my god! And was she saying I love you because she was like afraid she wasn't going to see you again?
I really hope not.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to your.
No, she was saying I love you because I made my therapist emotional because I showed her a nice, kind, supportive email that my parents sent me before a presentation that I gave, and she was like, "I wish I could have this framed and give this to my other patients to show them what a kind, supportive parent looks like."
Your parents seem dope as fuck. From the outside?
My parents are dope. No, from the inside, they're dope as fuck. Yeah.
They seem fucking baller.
Nah, they're good.
This could connect into the last segment. So the question I ask everyone, because it's the name of the thing,
incredible,
is who is a supplemental figure to you? So supplemental figures are people that are maybe, you wouldn't really have an avenue to thank them normally. So one of the 2 that I always give is like my burrito lady. In undergrad, she made burrito, and I talked to her 4 years, never learned her name, but she would always make really excellent burritos. She was so sweet and lovely to talk to, and there was no reason for her to do that. She didn't get paid any more, nothing. She was just a lovely, wonderful person, and there's never been, a graduation or anything where I have a space to acknowledge and thank my burrito lady from Rowan University. Sono, love that bitch. She's great. Love her.
Okay.
So
sorry, my parents are not supplemental figures because I thank them all the time.
Yes.
And I bring them up all the time.
Yes.
And
as
they're
being
just
great.
like
As being notoriously excellent.
Very in the light.
Yeah.
And I like ordinarily I would say my physical therapist, but like, I'm just so grateful to them and I thank them all the time publicly.
Yeah, they know.
I think I'm gonna have to start with like librarians and the IT people, because I give the IT people a lot of hell. Yeah, because like whenever I call the IT people, which is ridiculously frequently, it's not their fault that the University of Melbourne has really bad like computational systems. Things are confusing, and the way to access the IT people is also confusing. And so by the time I reach them, I'm annoyed. And they don't deserve that. But that's the me they're getting. and then I don't thank them ever, because like we're communicating via like email or something like that. But God, there's so many people in your life who get you to the point that like the ridiculously privileged point that we're at, to be, you know, underpaid PhD students sitting under your bed.
And witnessing beautiful triple rainbows. That's great.
And so life is really great.
No complaints
so it's
at all,
just like, I don't know, I'd say like the people who create the art that inspires me, who I never bothered to learn their names. I never bothered to, like, my dad always tells me to sit at movies and watch the credits, and I do that, but that doesn't mean that I read all the names.
And I don't remember the names.
And it takes so many people to make art. And I need all the art in my life to inspire me to do the very creative field of science.
Notoriously creative,
No, but it is creative. And like to be a well-rounded, decent person. And so everyone who creates art that I see in my life, everyone who draws the graffiti, thank God you haven't been caught. It's cool.
I do love your answer. Obsessed with your supplemental figure being everyone who makes art.
Everyone who makes art that I see and interact with in my life.
Okay,
it
that's
has
specific.
To revolve around me.
If you're an artist and Maddy has not seen you, she's not thanking you.
So
don't get a warm, fuzzy feeling
you're
about
not
it.
A supplemental figure in my life yet, and you should make art for me.
And you would. Feel free to DM Maddy all of your art.
Oh my God, you should.
Yeah.
This would be the best outcome of this podcast.
Is people sending you their art?
Yeah, about New Jersey.
Yeah. Send to Maddy your New Jersey themed art. We know you have it. We know you have your art made about New Jersey.
Yeah. So if you haven't, look it up.
Before we go, I do have a parting gift for you. So this is the famous I Love Women and Supplemental Figure sticker. This is the holographic version, which is only available for guests. If you see one of these stickers, it means that they're a supplemental figure of mine. I have the paper.
I'm a supplemental figure of yours.
Yeah, and you love women.
I always wanted to belong to you.
Yeah. Well, now you have the indelible mark of being a supplemental figure. It's irreversible, so I hope it fits.
I love this. Thank you.
I'm so glad.
I'm going to find a good deserving place for it. Not on my water bottle. I lose those.
Ella said she was going to put it in her car, and I was like, don't do that.
No, I'm going to sell my car sooner than I'm going to quit being proud of this.
I have paper ones for sale on my Ko-Fi if you want one. If you know me in real life, please find me. They'll be cheaper, and then I don't have to mail them, which will be really easy. And these ones are craft
you should
paper.
Buy things from Aaron.
I finally got the actual stickers. I kind of like the paper ones better than the... Do you want to feel it? It's like kind of rough.
I like this.
It's really cool. I was really nervous because I thought they were going to be stupid, but I really like it.
No, you should. Yeah, you should find Aaron and you should touch his stickers.
Come find me in real life. Yeah, ask first though, because that's important. But yeah.
How are they going to find your stickers if they don't ask?
Yeah. Well, but the asking is fine, but touching first is generally a bad strategy, unless it's a dog, because dogs, they're kind of.
Yeah. I mean, the putting the hand out is the asking.
You're so right, because I always let them smell it first, because then they're less stressed. You're so right.
I love this.
If you made it this far in this podcast, it's because you enjoyed it at least a little bit. So feel free to feed the beast and leave a comment, positive or negative, doesn't really matter to me. Spotify, you leave 5 stars. I forget what you do in the other ones, but
leave 5 stars still.
That's a free way of supporting us if you don't want to buy a sticker or you can't be fucked to. Where can people find you? Where can they DM you their New Jersey themed art?
Oh my God. Instagram. Yes. I have a website, but that's only if you are interested in my career, which should be only,
But somebody professional might listen to this.
Yeah. If somebody professional is listening to this,
so
Maddy Grupper.
New Jersey art goes to the Instagram, which is?
Mad Venture.
That's a good name. I like that one.
MADVENTURE.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
And then professional inquiries. Do you do like consulting or like public speaking? Like what would somebody professionally be reaching out to you for?
Any sort of consultancy or science communication work a lot. I do a lot of workshops to try and teach other people how to be better communicators.
I can't believe I'm bringing this up at the end. You're such a good science communicator, because we met in the grand finals of 3-minute. We have to do this really quickly. We met at the grand finals of 3-minute thesis because I went like 3rd And
I
then
went like last.
The first 7 people go, and then they change over the mic. So because they only have 7 mics, whatever. And so I go, I'm like, all the energy's going, whatever. And then Maddy comes up to me, who I didn't know at the time, complete stranger, and goes, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from New Jersey." And she goes, "No, you're not." And I go, What do you mean? Where are you from?" And then she says, "I'm from New Jersey." And I say, "No, you're not."
And this is the final of a competition that you like have to fight with other people through like stressful. Multiple rounds to get in. It's for the entire University of Melbourne in Melbourne, Australia. And so the idea that like 2 people out of 13 would be from international students from the United States,
New Jersey,
from New Jersey.
Yes. And then you do still like biologically
related
things.
And then you said, your arms look strong. Do you rock climb? Would you like to be a part of my rock climbing group?
And we did. I do have a gaggle of some of the most interesting people in the world.
No, I just like how you got me in a second. You were just like, oh yeah.
You
look like you would enjoy being in my rock climbing group. And you were sure with no sleeves,
and I was like, she knows she's buff. It's like she fucking knows.
No sleeves today.
And you did such a good job using the stage. You were moving up, and I love when people move. And also because your thing was water themed, and for some reason they put water on the stage. Like, we're gonna stop and take a drink.
Oh yeah.
But you kept getting really close to the water, and I was like, oh my god. I was locked in, obviously, because New Jersey, and then also you're a very charismatic speaker. But I was also like the confounding variable of like, oh my god, is the water gonna spill? Like, it was so brilliant. And also you came in eating a burrito. I hadn't eaten the entire day because I
needed to eat because otherwise I'd panic and then I'd forget things.
You were like, just eat it. And I was like, she's so powerful. Because I was like, I can't eat when I'm nervous. I'm like force feeding myself like crackers. Just so that way I have like a base level of calories. I'm not going to pass out. You were like fully eating a whole burrito. I was like, so powerful. And then as soon as I finished, starving, ate a bunch of food. The food was really good. Go to 3 Minute Thesis Grand Finals. It's free.
You should watch it.
They're really cool. It's a great way to learn.
You should scroll through to find Aaron.
Yes. And then skip over
and then scroll through to find me.
I think we ate everyone down. Neither of us won anything in the grand finals, which doesn't matter.
No, but we should have.
Yeah. But we're also delusional, and we both think New Jersey. But I stay by.
They're just biased.
I think everyone did a good job. I don't think
everyone did incredible.
Because some years I watched the previous years. Some of them it's like, okay, well, those 2 weren't the best. But I think everyone in our round.
I didn't do my research. I only watched the winners of the previous years.
I mean, that's a good strategy. I think it's like a sweet spot doing research to prepare for competition and stuff, where it's like I watched like a few, took notes, and then from that, I was making up my own ideas of what I wanted to do. Because I think if you spend too much time watching how other people have done things, you get like paralyzed and you're not actually doing your own thing, which is bad.
You got to do your own thing.
But a little bit of like, well, what have people done in the past? What's worked? What hasn't worked? That I think does help ground you and point you in the right direction.
Oh, I remember what I do that's worth bringing up.
Yeah, you may as well. You've got 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds. No, but I used to do this before the PhD took up all my time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do it again. I sell art made of animal bones. So
you do these earrings, which if you're watching, they're tips of deer. Yeah.
Saw them off with my bare hands.
Yeah.
After I only find things in the woods and then I make art of it. Yeah. No, I do not. I do not.
Not killing animals. Yeah.
I don't kill things.
I do, unfortunately, but it's all under ethics and it's for science.
Oh, important.
It's all nice.
Yeah.
But we're all out of time. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you for doing it. Bye.